Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 120 of Daisy Knits. I'm Daisy. We're still hanging out here at the computer because it's working, and we're going to hop on into this, shall we? So I have two finished projects, a project in motion, and just a little bit to report on Master Knitter. Nothing too major. So first I'll start with a little dishcloth. This was the dishcloth that I started 2 weeks ago when I went and saw a movie at the theater. I had told you I cast on in the theater and I knit so far, and then I got into the movie and I set it aside. I picked it up the other day and I just zoomed it off. I was over halfway finished, so it wasn't anything big, but it is finished. I have more yarn. I think I even put it away already because the cat kept trying to take off with it. So a little dishcloth, obviously my ends are not woven in, but it's done. Project number one. Project number two are some socks. Woohoo! I'm kind of proud of these. So this is the Slip, Slide, Splash pattern by Megan Williams. And let's see. There we go. It's a bit of better color. I have a pair of inverse socks, and I think they are so cute. So I dyed both these colors up. They are on our dewy sock base, so it's got a little bit of sparkle. I don't know if you can see that. And then what I did was I knit the left one with one color as being the main color, and I knit the right one as the other color being the main color. So you can tell the difference. The white really does stand out more in this one, but I loved it. I did dye up a couple of batches of this yarn to be made into kits if anybody's interested. I want to say the pattern goes live sometime next month. In June. I thought she said June, but I'm not positive. I want to say in June. So that's what these are, though. They are done. I will let you know when I know. Actually, the pattern might be live already. I don't know. I should look at that, shouldn't I? It's done. I used less than 50 grams of each color. So if you had some sock yarn that you were wanting to use and you had half a ball, you would have plenty. I'd have to pull out my notes for sure. I took notes and made sure I wrote it down, and I'll put that in my project page of how much I used for each sock. So you can maybe go through some scraps or stash to see if there's anything that would work for that. So that is my two projects that I've finished. After I finished that, I kind of went stash diving, and I had some yarn that for whatever reason our cat is obsessed with. My daughter's cat is absolutely obsessed with this yarn, and she's constantly pulling it out. So I went ahead and pulled it out, and I knew when I bought it what it was going to be. Like, I knew exactly what pattern I was going to use. The yarn is from Holly and Ivy Dye Works. I got it at Into the Wool last year. Had some think. Into the Wool last year. And I have 3 different colors, which they make me snicker. So first off, I have Purple Rain. I have Unicorn Poop, which the name of that just makes me snicker so much. Unicorn Poop. And I have Caterpillar. Well, let's see here. Caterpillar. These are my 3 colors that I'm using. The shawl pattern is called Superpowers Shawl. It's by Katie LB. I love her face. She's such a sweet lady. I have been blessed with being able to sit and chat with her at least once every year for the last 3 or 4 years now, I think. Maybe longer. I don't know. She has a podcast. I will put her podcast information over here somewhere. So if you want to go check her out. But this is where I'm at. And of course, I'm in the middle of a row. This is where I'm at right now. So what happens is, it's kind of awkward right now. But what's going to happen is it's going to be a half pie shawl kind of thing. And then I'm going to pick up along the edge and come all the way across. And then I'm going to pick up at the bottom and go down. So it's got lots of different shapes, lots of different directions the knitting is going. But what I wanted to do was gradiate. So I have a solid purple here, and then I did 2 purple stripes to 1 unicorn poop. And then a 1-to-1, oh, wait a minute, yep, 1-to-1. And then I did a 2-to-1, 2 unicorn poops to 1. And then I did solid unicorn. And now I'm reversing that with the green. So it'll be much darker on one side versus the other. But it's going to gradiate as you go across. Does that make sense? I hope so. Otherwise, you'll check it out next week and you'll see. But this is how I'm going. And I love it. It is making me so happy. It's so potato chippy too. It's kind of crazy because I was like, oh, I'm just going to knit a few rows. And then I'll be like, oh, almost there. Almost done with this wedge. So it's very potato chippy, very intuitive to kind of get the hang of and just zoom along. We'll see as I get further into it. There's an I-cord border that goes across the top. And then I know there's some garter at the bottom and some lace. But I'm not quite sure yet how brain intensive that's going to be. And quite honestly, I've just been somewhat obsessed with this. I've loved carrying this around because I can pick it up. It's with 3 colors, it is a bigger project, a bit of a bigger project. And it's riding around in a Rainstorm Studios bag, but look at all the fun animals. It makes me happy. So it's a bigger project to pick up and put down, but it's super easy to pick up and put down. You know what I mean? Because it's all garter right now. So it just kind of flies. So that's really gotten quite a bit of love, and I've been doing quite a bit of schlepping kids lately. We've been at the Longwood Farm like 3 times this week, I think, as well as I had some workers show up unexpectedly here at the house. We knew they were coming, they just didn't tell us when, and they showed up the other day, and it's been a hot mess around here ever since. So that's what I've been working on as far as my fun projects. For my master knitter, I really haven't done a lot of knitting this week. I did a little bit of reading back through my sheets, and I had a blocking party. I blocked, I think, 6 or 7 swatches. I think almost all of them are good. I do need to reblock at least 1. I'm not happy with, I can see my pin marks, so I didn't put enough pins across a couple of edges. So I need to reblock that. But as far as my master knitter goes, that's really all that's happened in the last week. Not a lot, but a bit of progress. So that has been my knitting week. I hope y'all have had a great knitting week, and I will sit and chat with you next week. Yeah, next week. We'll see how far I get in the week. So, see ya.